Jr., Peter Vincent, the Fugitoid, Casanova, Detective Inspector Alec Hardy, and his USA North American counterpart, Detective Emmett Carver, Kilgrave, Hamlet, Scrooge McDuck, Crowley. For many, he is the 10th Doctor. For some, he is the Doctor. Raleigh Galaxycon 2019, welcome David Tennant!
Okay, North Carolina, I'm going to crowd surf. Go! I love you too! Whoever said it!
Crowd surf over here, we'll catch you!
But just because you can never have enough of a good thing, can I also introduce you to some stranger I met backstage who might come and share this time with us? Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Tate.
And I've got all your faces on CCTV. Wow! You're a popular young man, aren't you?
I love you, Catherine!
I love you too, but I think we should still see other people. Because you sound like a nutter.
Welcome to Raleigh. So nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
It's good to see you again, as always.
Thank you. I was here last year. Woo! Yes, I was. When was the last time?
They let you back in now.
When was the last time you came?
I was here, I think 4 years ago or 5 years ago.
It's not very dedicated, is it?
Any of that's on 4. 4.
Well, I think you got a future in this business because I like you.
Well, it's very nice to see everyone. It's a big old room, this, isn't it?
Isn't it? Is this the ballroom?
It's so late. This is past my bedtime.
It certainly is.
Well, our wacky, weird way of doing time over here, on this side of the planet.
Well, I was in Glasgow this morning.
That's great.
It's a long way away.
Tim?
Isn't it? I might therefore start talking rubbish at any second.
Yes.
I'm more rubbish than normal. I just want that. That's my excuse.
It'd just be your Uncle Scrooge voice, or Scrooge McDuck voice.
This is the Scrooge McDuck voice. But because I have been in Glasgow recently, I'm aware that my accent gets stronger again. When I go back to London, my wife looks at me and goes, I have no idea what you're talking about.
But that's like John Barrowman, who pretends he's bilingual with accents.
Yeah!
Hasn't he done that?
Yeah.
Whenever John speaks to David, he suddenly starts speaking like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
He's
does.
like, oh
He does.
God.
That's not the only thing Captain Jack is by about.
Oh.
Yeah!
We've all seen quite a lot of John's butt, haven't we?
He's not shy.
What I'd love to do then is have you both here, but I would love to ask you and share with our audience how each of you got involved in the Doctor Who franchise. And I love audition stories, and I know you started out peripherally with Scream of the Schalke doing the little voiceover stuff, but how did the path to the Doctor begin for you?
Well.
He can't remember.
I
Too jet lagged.
Too jet lagged, I have no idea. I was in Doctor Who.
Yeah, it was this show, and ask your father-in-law about it.
Okay. I was working with Russell T Davies, who's a writer. He's quite good.
We got some fans.
And he wrote, well, you mentioned it, he wrote a mini-series of Casanova, and I was doing that. And Julie Gardner was also the executive producer of that. And while they were doing that, they were also zipping back and forth to Cardiff because they were filming the first series of Doctor Who at the same time. And they knew that I quite liked the show because I'd watched it for years and I used to have posters on my wall and all that. So I was very interested in saying, can I just be in it a bit? I just like anything. I'll wear a rubber head. I just want to. And they were weirdly reticent. I mean, rude, I thought. Because I thought, I'm throwing myself on them. I mean, they've got me in their other show. They can't think I'm that bad. And I was offering to do anything. I was offering to make the tea on set, just so I could be involved. And they were kind of going, and they're very much avoiding the subject. And then at the end of shooting on Casanova, Russell invited me over to his house because we were filming in Manchester. He has a house in Manchester. And he said, I'll show you some of the early cuts of the episodes. And Julie was there. And he showed me an almost finished version of the very first episode and quite an early edit of the episode with the Dalek. And I just thought, this is great fun. I'm getting an early preview. And he showed me both of these, and then at the end of it, they sort of stopped I think it was a videotape in those days. Is that possible?
It was a drawing.
It was a radio
etching on a cave.
Yes, and they sort of stopped it. And then they both sat and went a bit weird. And if you've probably heard them both talking on various things, documentaries, they're both quite voluble. They both, there's not a lot of dead air when Russell and Julie are around, but they both sort of went a bit weird and sat very quietly. And I thought, why have they gone odd? And then they looked at each other. And then Julie kind of, are you going to, no.
And they asked you to take it.
And then they said, well, the thing is, it turns out we're actually looking for a new Doctor for the next series. And would you fancy doing it? I mean, it was completely out of the blue. And I laughed and laughed. It seemed so improbable and impossible. So that was what, is this my fault? Why is it making this noise?
No, I think
it is excited. The speaker is excited.
The microphone is excited.
The microphone's very excited. So that's my story, yeah. It was a very weird night in Russell's house in Manchester.
And then it got
Sure, this
really
wasn't the
weird.
only one. Not involving you, but just so. Love that. So, when did you come along?
Well, before I answer that question, I'd just like to say to this gentleman kneeling on the ground taking a photo, that's Double Chin City, mate. If you want to take a photo of me, get on a ladder and have me look up. Right?
We'll be doing that
Not
again.
approving any of these, love. Thank you so much, .com. What was the question? Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
Right. Do you remember?
I just got a call that said, for a Christmas special, The Runaway Bride, would you like to be in Doctor Who, right? Now, I wasn't a Doctor Who fan.
Have you ever seen a single episode?
As well you know. No.
Nothing.
And all I knew was that it had been rebooted and David was in it. Now, I was a very big fan of David's. I'd never met him. And I said yes, immediately. Didn't read the script. Knew that Russell had written it. What more do you need? So I said yes. Then a script comes through. And I just turned to one of the pages, and all I knew was I was playing someone called Donna. And the first thing I read was, because I just opened it randomly, and it said, Donna is suspended from the ceiling in a massive spider's web. I thought, oh? But then the other thing was, I thought, oh, I'd better look at it, this show called Doctor Who. And I watched one with Chris Eccleston. And yes. But it turns out that it was the one that goes back in time to when Rose was born, and it was set in the 80s. And the 80s was the last time I'd seen Doctor Who, when I was a kid, and I turned on to watch this reboot, and I thought, this is absolutely shocking. There's no production values, it looks exactly the same. And I thought, God only knows what that spider web's going to be made of. But I said yes, I had an absolute blast, and then I went out to dinner with Julie about a year later, and she just slipped into the conversation as casual as you like, because no one had said I was going to come back. She just said, we'd like you to come back as the full-time companion, and I genuinely couldn't believe it. I was delighted. Yeah, I was delighted.
We were delighted to have you.
Thank you.
And it is so great to see you guys pair up once again in animated form on DuckTales.
Yeah.
Yes!
Of which we're never in the same room at the same time.
We never meet to do that.
No.
I know, but she could dispel, and of course, the richest duck in the world.
But the thing about that is you're never in the same room with it. I mean, usually,
No.
well, they're all in Los Angeles and we're usually in London.
Yeah.
So you kind of see someone on a scratchy Skype call.
Yes.
And you record the voices and then I didn't know. I'd done quite a couple of episodes.
Before you knew it was me.
With Magica, before I knew it was you. Yeah.
Charming.
That's outstanding. And on behalf of everyone else here, you hear this a lot, but thank you so much for all the verve and the enthusiasm that you guys brought into your roles, not just in Doctor Who and everything on else. And thank you for coming out and spending all this time with us. And with that, what I'd like to do is I'm going to come on out and I'll ask the formal line. And because we have a wonderful surprise guest, it would be really good if your questions could involve both of them. But by all means, anything in their careers, either combined or otherwise, are up for grabs.
I'm not going to be able to answer anything if it's about sci-fi, full disclosure, okay?
Make it as difficult as you can and watch her squirm.
Have you seen her Q&As? They're the wonderful little cabarets.
What's in your bag?
Oh, candy. You ask your question, you get candy. You haven't earned yours yet. Don't worry.
Candy.
Candy.
That's American for sweets.
Ridiculous.
Well, you call cookies biscuits.
Apparently they call the tap a faucet.
It's ridiculous.
Come on.
Sidewalk.
What?
USA!
Gasoline.
Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and my question is, out of all the projects you've done, what is a line or a moment that you both really thought was funny or fun or just great, but the community at large who watched the program didn't seem to appreciate it as much as you did?
Oh, that's a good question.
Controversial one.
Yeah.
What did we do that we thought was great but everyone else thought was crap? Is that what
Yes!
Moments of professional hubris. List them.
my career. Oh, I'm joking.
I don't
know.
I don't remember lines I said 2 days ago.
Yeah. Do you mean from Doctor Who? Oh, because I was going to say, well, I'm out, love. Doctor. Remember that one?
I said that a lot. It always went up at the end.
Well, I'll tell you what, if one
Remember
comes...
saying, you're not making with me, sunshine.
I think my favourite bit was the bit when we didn't have any lines through the window.
Oh my gosh, yes!
Yeah.
Yes! rebooted. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you remember? It was a night shoot.
It was the middle of the night, yeah.
And I went to the director, James Strong, and I said, what's the plan for this? Because in the script it just says, the doctor sees Donna for the first time, they mime. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he went, off you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We didn't answer your question.
We didn't answer the question, but no one's noticed.
It's just talked rubbish for a minute, and then we moved on.
And she still
Which is
It's a cunning plan.
Yeah, I recognise that as a career plan.
Hi, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Tyler, and I would like to ask, is there anyone that you've met during a meet and greet that you have ever given your number to them because you wanted to become their friend or something like that?
That's how we met.
Here's your candy. Thank you.
If I'm understanding the question, you're asking, has anyone come up to us and we've gone, sorry, before you go, can I just get your deets?
Are you doing anything later?
Fancy putting a ring on it? I haven't.
No, not yet. But I'm here Saturday and Sunday, that's all I'm saying. Can I just ask you, having been at events like this, have any celebrities tried to force their number upon you?
No, but I did actually email a voice actor at one point, and he responded several times.
Right.
Uh-oh, hashtag me too, people.
John Barrowman last year.
Oh, John Barrowman doesn't
He gives
count.
his number to anyone.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
He'll drop his pants and force you to take a photo and then give you his number.
Whether you want it or not.
Because nobody wants it. I was being sarcastic. Come on. Good gravy. Hi, what's your name?
Lisa.
What do you have for us?
Well, at STCC, which was recently happened, they had a DuckTales panel, and they showed a poster for season 3 of DuckTales with characters from like Tailspin and Rescue Rangers, stuff like that. My question is, will Scrooge still be like or have a main role as like the main character, or will he not be like seen as often?
They're saying, have you been sacked?
They are saying that. Yeah. What's the problem? Have you been downgraded?
Why weren't you in the poster?
Am I not on the poster?
You are on the poster.
I'm furious. Get my agent on the phone. What do you mean I'm
Why
not
are you
on the
assuming he's not in it?
I'm not assuming that.
Have you guys done another season without me? Is that what's happening?
I'm just saying it's called a spin-off.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean,